Global happenings today. We communicate, we analyze global news. Stay tuned. Hello, guys, welcome to Global Happenings. Today we have a trending news here for you. And the headline of the news reads Amotekun Shaky as its first challenge threatened to destroy its existence. But before we continue with details of the news and further analysis, we'd like to encourage you to please subscribe to our channel by clicking on the red subscribe button and also on the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos on YouTube. All right, let's look at the news in detail. Certain stakeholders in the newly launched joint security outfit Amotekun, otherwise known as Western Nigeria Security Network, have called for some salient issues regarding the scheme to be addressed. Top on the list of issues raised is the alleged 13,500 naira monthly payment expected to be earned as salaries by the personnel of the outfit. Another issue being raised is the process of recruitment and caliber of people that will be brought into the scheme. Speaking on the proposed remuneration for personnel of the scheme, the Agbekoya Farmers Association have rejected the amount and called for an upward review. President General of the association, Chief Kamorudin Okikiola, who spoke, noted that the rationale behind the launch of the outfit is highly commendable, but the proposed remuneration was poor. Akikiola said in his word, and I quote, "The operation Amotekun is a welcome initiative by the governors, but they do not have a concrete plan as regards recruitment of personnel. What kind of people will be recruited? Are they going to recruit those without any security experience? How much will they be paying? You cannot pay someone who wants to confront armed criminals 13,500. Let us tell ourselves the truth. The police cannot venture into the forest to confront these criminals. If the governors are serious, they should start with 50,000 naira as monthly pay. This will motivate those who will be part of the outfit. If the governors do not want casualties, the governors should recruit personnel who have a background in security and can confront the armed criminals." Similarly, the Soluderu Hunters Association have also called for a forum where all personnel of the outfit can meet and identify one another. Speaking to the national president, Oba Nurini Anabi, the hunters promised to work for the success of the scheme while also urging an upward review of the proposed salary structure of the scheme. According to him, he said, "We are happy at the proactive move of our governors. They have shown good leadership quality by launching the Amotekun security outfit. Now we can sleep with our two eyes closed. We, the Soloderu Hunters Association, will do our best to ensure that the outfit remains. Having launched the outfit, I want a forum where all of us that will work in the outfit will meet ourselves. This is very important because as of now, we don't know ourselves, and this is very dangerous when we talk of security. This will enable us to familiarize and know one another. I heard that your state government alone purchased 33 patrol vans while other states donated 20 vehicles," Anabi said. However, reacting to the concern and allegation, Special Advisor to the Ondo State Governor on Security Matters, Alhaji Jimo Dojumo, said no amount has been agreed yet as remuneration for members of the scheme, adding that the meeting has been scheduled to hold in Ibadan, the Oyo State capital, to discuss the salary structure of the scheme and other pending issues. All those to be employed should be rest assured that the state would remunerate them handsomely for their services. We are yet to decide on the amount to pay the personnel. All that you read on social media are not true. After our meeting in Ibadan today, we will jointly agree on a uniform amount to pay the personnel, including the hunters, Odua People's Congress, OPC, and Agbekoya, that are ready to lay down their lives to ensure that our people in the zone sleep with their two eyes closed. But at the same time, I want to appeal to them to consider what they are about to do as service to humanity and not to make the remuneration their priority. The security of lives and property of the people in the region is of paramount importance to the 6 governors. Hence, this concept should be applauded. Wow, that is it. I really fear that a lot will be done in ensuring that this doesn't work, because right now we have already seen that the support from the center seems to be very, very low key. And I know that may kind of, all of that is geared towards quelling the interest of the people in Amotekun. And as we all know, one of the motivating factor for service rendition is always remuneration. The remuneration is overly important. I'm talking about the salary. The salary is overly important. If you don't want the people to compromise, if you don't want them to work against the government or work against the objective of them being formed, then you need to put a little leap in their salaries so that they can be excited doing their work. But before we go on with more analysis, was just like to look at 1 or 2 comments of some of our respondents. This one said the Amotekun security outfit may likely become a problem if the payment is such a poor type. They will definitely turn robbers with the arms in their hands. Poor payment caused some level of corruption in the federal government security agent, so it is better to stop now than left to become serious threat to our national security. And this one says the problem in this security apparatus would be sustainability. Would successive government apply the scheme? What happened after the government leaves office, or this government leaves office? Would the incoming government be willing to embrace it and maintain status quo? The issue of salary to be paid is very crucial, because if it's not addressed properly, then expect the worst. You don't tell an hungry man to go into a battlefield with an empty stomach. The 6 Western states should harness their resources together and see that the best is given to them in terms of salaries, logistics, and other requirements. This will help to strengthen their capacity by bringing the desired result. All right, the last one says here, money answered all prayers. Collecting reasonable salary and allowances is a necessary evil. Permit me to say that for the Amotekun Corps, if their founders does not want them to toe the line of the bad eggs in a conventional security outfit, whose stomach instead of brain takes vital decision in their behalf, I hope that they will not end up carrying POS into the wilderness to commit the unpredictable. Credit allowance should be voted for security breakthroughs, outstanding strategies, innovative performance to boost better performance and unalloyed commitment. I pray that they do not end up becoming political tools in the hands of the political class, because he who pays the piper actually detects the tune. Wow, great contribution there. Looking at all of this in the light of what we are about to discuss, I'm talking about the issue of salary. What do you have to say?
It is very crucial. The issue of salary cannot be overemphasized, because the truth of the matter is salary is one of the things that encourage us to work even far, far better. When I heard this, my fear was the salaries very small. But they had to, come in and say, look, don't worry about the salaries. We'll look into, improving the salary scale and making it also uniform. Don't forget that this is a brainchild of these governors, and this present dispensation, it has not been passed into law, which means it's an organization. My fear now is when this particular set of governors leave, will there be continuity? Will the salaries be coming as at when due? Will they not say that's the brainchild of the last governor and not my brainchild? all those things should come into consideration. So for there to be continuity, I feel that all the state assemblies within the southwestern region should pass it into law that Amotekun has come to stay. Even when we leave, they will be like the barracks, not the soldiers that come and go, but they will be like the barracks that remain. That's one. Two, I also fear the issue of ammunition. Yes, I heard the police vividly mention that they will not be allowed to carry cartridges, as in guns that have cartridges. What it means is that they will be allowed to carry little guns that this little hunters gun, which may not be good enough to combat in issues of coming in contact with your enemy face to face, carrying machine guns, and you're carrying this local hunter's gun. It's not I feel it's not going to augur well for people who are going to combat looking into insecurity issues. I feel they should be given better ammunitions, far better sophisticated ammunition. I mean, those who are used to it anyway. And thirdly, I also feel that Amotekun has come to stay, and for it to stay, they should give them all the necessary support they need in all true sense of the word. Because if it is not properly handled now, I've started seeing disparity. One of them had to mention the fact that Oyo State alone brought out this is so and so number of cars, while as other states together contributed lower amount, which means there's some states that are more interested in this than others. I feel there should be uniformity so that some people will not say, I prefer to go to Oyo. Oyo has more, logistics preparation than other states. And I also feel at this stage they should, after recruitment and their uniform, there should be some sort of formal introduction so that there won't be impersonation. If they find out that they can easily get Amotekun uniform, what they need to do is impersonate an Amotekun person, and the person will look like as if it's Amotekun, and they will be found doing a crime, and they will think that Amotekun's security agency, while it's actually a fraudster who's trying to do the impossible. So I feel all these things should be looked into and necessary things put in place. That's my take on this, really.
All right, thank you very much for this, and we just want to look at it also from the perspective of uniformity in salary, because that's one of the areas that we must really look at. Right now they're talking about discussing how they will pay them, and I had been a little bit afraid of the fact that if these things are not well handled, it may turn out to bring issues to the present day government. And I guess that's what a lot of people are trying to do to ensure that it does not succeed. It would turn out to be a political weapon in the hands of most politicians. But I think that's the way the state government who are responsible for these guys need to come in and get this solved once and for all. Because I believe that if you don't pay them well, the encouragement will not be there to forge ahead and possibly bring to reality, the objective, the purpose why they have been created. The government needs to sit down together with them and strike a balance, and there shouldn't be any form of disparity in the sense that there shouldn't be differences in salary whereby Oyo State is paying higher than Ogun State and all of that. There should be uniformity, and every day the government should ensure whatever it takes to encourage them to do their work. They push them hard to, they talk to them, encourage them, motivate them with allowances. If you realize a sudden drop in possibly the rate of banditry in a particular area that had, a hike in, robbery, you reward them. You make them realize that, hey, we really appreciate what you're doing, and we want to tell you thank you. With all of that, you realize that it will help to motivate them better and keep them focused on the purpose why they were created. That's where we would like to leave it. Go to our comment section. Do you think that this may be the end of Amotekun, or do you think that it is